very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. So first, we welcome back Joe and Hazel. You were on the show last time. Remind us how you did.
We went out to the second round.
You had a double 100.
Yes.
If you're going to go out in style.
Well, I went for it.
You certainly did. Hazel, what would you like to see come up this afternoon?
Maybe musicals.
Do you go and see musicals a lot?
Well, I've been to the Phantom of the Opera and Les Miserables, and as I call it.
How about you, Joe? What do you like to do?
Same. I've been to nearly every musical in London.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, we discovered last time you're a bus conductor and a black belt in 3 different martial arts. Do you have time for anything else?
Yeah, I got married. This is my second wife.
You clearly do have time for other things. But I heard a rumour you were head steward at West Ham.
Yes,
Is that right?
30 years.
What did that involve?
Keeping the people in order, showing people if there was any problems, I stepped in.
Joe, you must be just about the hardest man in England.
I think he is.
If you're a head steward at West Ham. Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you back on the show, Joe and Hazel. Very best of luck to the pair of you. And next, we welcome back Hannah and Jess. You were also on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, in case you're wondering why we have all these returners. This is your second time. Remind us what happened last time.
The question was Demi Moore films, and we both had like one answer each, but they've both got taken beforehand, so we got 200 points.
That was a really tough first round, wasn't it? We also learnt last time, that you bake cakes. Not just any cakes. Speciality cakes.
Yes, we've been busy since the last show.
Have you?
Yes, we have managed to rustle up just a few cakes in our spare time of 2 of our favourite Pointless presenters.
Wow, look at that. Martin Keown
them
and
there.
Velma from Scooby-Doo. Look at that. Wow. There.
Yeah, you like?
How much icing sugar did you use on those ears of mine?
You're both a bit tanned and stripy.
Yeah.
It's got a touch of the Wayne Rooney about it, that one, I think.
Something of the...
If someone brings a knife out, I might feed you one of your ears in a little bit. Would you like that?
Oh, couldn't eat the whole one.
Pretty good, though.
Yeah, pretty... Oh.
Look at that. That's like that could be on Crime Watch.
Here is our cake fit.
Do you think if you witnessed a crime, they'd ask you to bake a picture of the suspect?
Yeah, that could work.
They're very good.
They are absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much indeed, Hannah and Jess. Wonderful to have you back on the show. Welcome back, and very best of luck this afternoon. Next, we welcome Fred and Mark. Now, how do you 2 know each other?
Well, we've known each other for 42 years, is it?
42.
We're father and son.
Now, Fred, what do you like to do?
My passion is fly fishing.
Are you trout or salmon?
Trout.
Trout.
I like to make all my own flies, and I'm passionate about Sheffield United.
As you can hear, an enormous representation from Sheffield United in the audience this
to that
afternoon.
roar.
Listen to...
Joe, hold them back for us, Joe. Come on.
Now then, Mark, what about you? What are your interests? Are you also Sheffield United?
Sheffield Wednesday.
No!
Yes.
Look what you do to your father then.
I know, it hurts
How
him.
could you?
I know. He's not happy about it, but it's how it worked out.
What do you mean how it works? You had a choice. At what age did you tell your dad that you'd gone over to the dark side?
It was probably, well, I remember it quite clearly, actually. It's probably the day that Sheffield Wednesday beat Sheffield United 4-0 on Boxing
What,
Day.
you just jumped ship there and then?
Yeah.
But that's the day his pocket money stopped. Because I wasn't having him wasting it.
Either way, very best of luck to the pair of you.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
very
And
much.
finally, we've got Danny and Catherine. Now, how do you 2 know each other?
We're brother and sister. Well, she's my sister stroke babysitter, so she helps out.
I'm glad you put sister first. What do you do, Danny?
I'm a fireman. I work in a military base in Northumberland.
And Catherine, how about you?
I'm a company PA for a marketing company in Newcastle, and I basically do what my boss tells me to do. So
That's
could be
the
anything
job.
and everything, yeah.
What would you like to see come up this afternoon, Catherine?
I think I quite enjoy films, so maybe actors and actresses, something like that.
Very good. And how about you, Danny?
Laurel and Hardy films. I like to
Laurel
watch-
and Hardy
yeah,
films.
I watch them all.
Stan Laurel, a Tyneside man, of course.
Yeah, there's a statue of him in No Shields just along the road.
Absolutely.
Where I think he grew up there for 4 or 5 years.
That's right. Very best of luck to the pair of you. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He's like an obscure bull in an obvious china shop. Don't know what that means, but he's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Yeah. Hello. We've got 2 returning pairs. Hannah and Jess, of course, very welcome back, thanks to the cakes. They didn't do themselves justice last time, and neither did Joe and Hazel, really. Both of them knocked out by round 2, so an absolutely open field today, I suspect. Should be a very interesting show, and I am going to feed you one of your ears later.
Okay, well...
Maybe after round 2.
Okay,
I'll eat one, you can eat one.
We only need to eat for another week. Anyway, well, thanks very much, Richard. We put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that, so today's jackpot starts off at £2,250. Right, let's play Pointless. OK, now in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. Now, if anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points, so try to avoid those if you can. OK, in this round, we are going to show you 2 related question categories. This is our exciting new round 1. So you're going to get 2 related question categories. The first category will be played on the way up on the first pass, and the second category will be played back down on the second pass. So, as always, it's crucial who goes first and who goes second. OK, let's reveal the 2 categories. And we have got flora and fauna. So remember, flora will be on the way up the line and fauna will be on the way back down on the second pass. Can you all decide who's going to go first and who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the first question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many houseplants as they could. Houseplants, Richard.
Yeah, all the correct answers in this round are common houseplants. Those are plants that are kept indoors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on to your hats. OK, Joe and Hazel, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. So for each question, we are going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board. Your first set of 7 answers reads like this. Warbonnet fern, mother-in-law's tongue, spider plant, pelargonium, thunbergia, aspidistra, and money plant. I'll read those one more time. Warbonnet fern, mother-in-law's tongue, spider plant, pelargonium, thunbergia, aspidistra, and money plant. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, but be very careful, because at least one of those answers is incorrect. Pick an incorrect one, and you will score the maximum of 100 points. So, Hazel, what do you think of that board?
Not too bad. There's 1 to 2 I know. So I'll go for aspidistra.
Aspidistra, you are going to say. As always, the most obscure answers will score you the lowest points. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said aspidistra. Well done, Hazel, that's right. Down it goes, still going down. 11, very well done. Good score, 11 for aspidistra, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Hazel. Sometimes known as the cast iron plant as well, because it can survive almost anything. An aspidistra.
OK, thank you very much. Now then, Hannah. Hannah, we are looking for houseplants. Now, were you pushed into flora, or did you choose flora, or did Jess want fauna?
I think Jess wanted fauna, but I wasn't particularly good at either, so it's fine.
Flora it is.
Yeah, I only really know one, so I'm going to go for spider plant.
Spider plant, you're going to say. OK, well, let's see if spider plant's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said spider plant. It's right. 55. Quite a high score. but it is right. Spider plant, Richard.
Yeah, a pretty big score, but better than 100. Very common plant, spider plant. It's very good as an air purifier around the house. Yeah, it absorbs all sorts, like it absorbs formaldehyde from sort of flat pack furniture and computers and all sorts of things.
I had no idea we had so much formaldehyde in our houses.
Well, those of us with spider plants don't.
Those of us without spider plants, very well preserved. OK, Fred, we come to you.
Well, it's very early in the game, and one of those up there I think is really obvious. One of them may be a little less obvious, and I don't really want to risk a gamble at this point of the game. So I'm going to say money plant.
Money plant. Let's see if that's a good answer, and if it is, let's see how many people knew it. Money plant. Well done, it is, Fred. Down it comes. 22. Not a bad score at all, Fred. 22 for money plant. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Fred. Good score, good answer. Also known as the lucky plant or the friendship tree. Sounds awesome.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, what a plant.
I know. I'll take any of those. Right now, Catherine, we come to you. Before you give your answer, I gather Danny has brought a good luck charm with him.
Yeah.
What is it?
My daughter, Sophia, insisted I brought him along for good luck, so there he is.
What's his name?
Nibbles.
Nibble. Oh, he hasn't got a name badge.
He hasn't, no.
He hasn't, no.
But he get his 50 minutes of fame, so he'll be pleased.
Well, there we are, Nibbles. Nice to have you on the show. Now, channel that, Catherine, into this board and see if you can find a pointless answer.
Yeah,
Do it for Nibbles.
do it for Nibbles. Mother-in-law's tongue.
Mother-in-law's tongue. OK, well, there it is. Second one down. Is mother-in-law's tongue right? And if it is, how many people said it? Good luck, Catherine. It's right.
Well done.
Very well done, Catherine. Down it goes. 7. That's a great score. Well done, Catherine. Well done, Nibbles. Mother-in-law's tongue, Richard. I'm guessing it's a smooth and lovely plant.
It's actually slightly sort of spiky and sharp plant. Very good answer. Best answer of the round, actually. So a good start. No one knows exactly why it's called that, but they suspect it's because of the slightly sort of tongue-shaped, sharp leaves. Let's go through the rest of the boards. Pelargonium. If you said Pelargonium at home, you just got yourself a pointless answer. Very well done. South African plant. And of those other two, Warbonnet fern and Thunbergia, one of those is pointless, one of those is incorrect. What do you think?
I'm going to say Thunbergia is pointless.
You are absolutely right. Thunbergia is pointless. Well done if you said that. And Warbonnet fern, which sounds believable, it's actually one of the plants from Avatar with iridescent blue leaves.
OK, well, thank you very much, Richard. We're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at those scores. Catherine and Danny looking very good on 7 there, lovely low score. Then up to Hazel and Joe on 11, lovely answer there with Aspidistra. Then Fred and Mark on 22, and then up to 55 for Hannah and Jess. Now, Jess, you're going to have to hope that you have a brilliant fauna answer there.
Yep, fingers crossed.
We can't say goodbye to you this early on. If for no other reason, there might be more cake in it for us. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podiums? OK, as I said, for the second pass, the category is fauna. So let's see what that question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many species of butterfly as they could. Richard?
All the correct answers in this round are going to be species of butterfly. All the incorrect answers will not be species of butterfly.
I think I've got that. OK, as with the first pass, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board. And those 7 answers are cabbage white, southern gatekeeper, red admiral, bow tie, Duke of Burgundy, peacock, Prince Yamadori. And I'll read those one more time. Cabbage white, southern gatekeeper, red admiral, bow tie, Duke of Burgundy, peacock, and Prince Yamadori. Now, again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is incorrect, and at least one of those answers is pointless. So try and avoid the incorrect ones. Now then, Danny, you have a wonderful low score of 7, thanks to Catherine. Thanks to Nibbles, really. Who am I kidding? Come on. OK, high scorers on 55 are Jess and Hannah, which means if you can score 47 or less, you're through to the next round.
I can only recognise 2 out of the 7, and I'll say Red Admiral.
Red Admiral, you're going to say. OK, well, let's see if that's right. Here's your red line. Below that red line, you're through to the next round. Let's see if Red Admiral's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Red Admiral. It's right. 69. That's quite a high score. Takes your total up to 76. Richard?
Yeah, very big score, a very common butterfly as well, native to the UK and North America and some of the more temperate bits of Europe.
So, Mark, species of butterfly is what we're looking for. Did you choose this category, or did Fred choose flora?
I opted out of flora.
Right.
Probably the way, yeah.
OK, so by default, here we are.
It's a bit obvious, but I'm going to have to go peacock.
You're going to go peacock. The high scorers are Danny and Catherine on 76, which means you want to be scoring 53 or less. Let's see if peacock's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Peacock. That's right. Well done, Mark, you've done it, you're through. Down it goes, 11. That's a great answer there, Mark. Takes your total up to a wonderfully low 33. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Mark. Safe and sound. Another quite common butterfly in the UK.
So then, Jess.
Yes.
The pressure is on here. The high scorers on 76 are Danny and Catherine. You have to score 20 or less to avoid becoming the high scorers.
I think I'm going to gamble because I think the one that I know will be higher scoring.
It's going to have to be a low scorer.
I'm going to go for the Southern Gatekeeper.
The Southern Gatekeeper. This is a complete punt. Let's see if Southern Gatekeeper is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Southern Gatekeeper. Good luck. Well done, Jess. That's brilliant. That's right. Down it comes. You are through to the next round. It's a pointless answer as well. There we are. That's £250 to today's jackpot. Takes the total up to £2,500. It scores you nothing and leaves your total at 55. Very, very well done. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Jess. It's genuine relief for both of you. Found in southern Europe and North Africa, the Southern Gatekeeper, in hot, dry, grassy places. It's a good name, isn't it?
Isn't it? Also very, very Ghostbusters, isn't it?
Southern Gatekeeper.
Yes. Did you have a Southern Gatekeeper at West Ham, Joe?
No way.
So remember, we're looking for species of butterfly. The high scorers on 76 are Danny and Catherine. You are on 11. You have to score 64 or less. Anything over that, and we say goodbye to you. What are you going to go for, Joe?
Cabbage white.
Cabbage white. OK, very good. Is it right? And if so, how many people said it? Cabbage white. You've done it. You're through. 39. Very, very well done. 39 for cabbage white takes your total up to 50. And I'm afraid that sees Danny and Catherine off the show. Richard?
Yeah, well done, Joe. Another species very common in the UK. And their caterpillars can wreak havoc in vegetable gardens as well, as I'm sure plenty of people know. Let's take a look at the others. Bow tie was an incorrect answer, although the Russians have the same word for bow tie as they do for butterfly, which I think is rather nice, babochka. And of the Duke of Burgundy and Prince of Yamadori, one of those is pointless, one of them's incorrect. What do you think?
I think Duke of Burgundy is a butterfly.
You're right, you're very good. Duke of Burgundy is a pointless answer. Very well done if you said that. And also well done if you knew that Prince Yamadori is a character in Madame Butterfly, so was an incorrect answer.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score, Danny and Catherine. Bad luck. I mean, mother-in-law's tongue was a brilliant answer, Catherine. Red Admiral was just a very, very expensive answer for you.
I just don't know me butterflies, and I'll have to bring Nibbles back next time.
You'll just have to bring him back next time. Such a shame. It's ridiculous to be saying goodbye to you so soon, but thank you so much for playing. You've been wonderful contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining three pairs, it's now time for round two. Now, there's only room for two pairs in the head-to-head round, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. The category for round two this afternoon is famous families. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our round two question this afternoon concerns famous brothers. famous brothers. Richard.
Yeah, I'm going to show you 6 famous people on each pass. We asked 100 people who is their equally famous brother. The more obscure answers are going to score you fewer points, but if you give us an incorrect answer, you're going to score 100 points. There are 12 people there, 12 famous brothers to get at home.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So we are looking for the equally famous brothers of these people, and we have got Jack Charlton, Jeff Bridges, Orville Wright, Jacob Grimm, Ed Miliband and Roy O. Disney. I'll read those one more time. Jack Charlton, Jeff Bridges, Orville Wright, Jacob Grimm, Ed Miliband and Roy O. Disney. Now, Joe, there are 6 famous people, and I'm looking for the most obscure famous brother of one of them.
Well, Roy O. Disney, it would be Walt Disney.
OK, you're going to give me Walt Disney. Let's see if that's right. Let's hope it is. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Roy O. Disney, Walt Disney. Well done, is right. 51. 51 for Walt Disney. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Joe. Walt's older brother, Roy.
I think you're being very kind saying equally famous brother there. In the case of Roy O. Disney.
Yeah, Walt Disney maybe slightly...
I'd say he's just got the edge on Roy there.
On Roy O.
So then, Hannah. Hannah, we come to you. Famous brothers. Of those brothers on the board, how many do you think you know a famous sibling?
1. Yeah, it took me a while to remember his name, but I think Ed Miliband's brother is David Miliband, though I'm not sure.
OK, you're going to say David Miliband for Ed Miliband's brother. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. David Miliband. 60. Quite a high score, but a lot better than 100. 60 for Ed Miliband, David Miliband.
Yeah, some big scores here. Ed Miliband, obviously the younger brother. David Miliband is the correct answer, not the Glenn Miliband, as you might be expecting.
Indeed. Now then, Fred. So remember, we are looking for the famous brothers of these people.
Of the 4 that's left up there, 1 I definitely know. And it's the Jeff Bridges one, I think I know, but I'm not sure whether it's his brother or his father. But I'm going to take a punt on it and say Lloyd Bridges.
Lloyd Bridges, you're saying for Jeff Bridges. Lloyd Bridges, and you're hoping that's his brother, not his father. OK, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Lloyd Bridges. That's right. 33. 33 for Lloyd Bridges. Richard?
Yeah, you actually got very lucky there, Fred. Lloyd Bridges is the father. Beau Bridges is the brother, but he was born Lloyd Bridges, so we're giving that to you. Beau Bridges is just a nickname. It was a professional name, but he's called Lloyd Bridges, so you dodged a bullet there, I would say, Fred. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. Jack Charlton, the brother, is Sir Bobby Charlton, but would have scored you a fairly hefty 75. Orville Wright's brother is, of course, Wilbur Wright, the pioneers of flight, would have scored 16. The best answer on the board is Jacob Grimm. His brother is Wilhelm. Wilhelm Grimm would have scored you 2 points. A very good answer if you got that.
OK, thank you very much. Richard, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at those scores. Fred and Mark, that deft answering there with Lloyd Bridges earned you 33 and the best score of the pass. Then we go up to 51, Joe and Hazel, and then up to 60 for Hannah and Jess. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more famous names on the board, and here they are. We have got Richard Attenborough, David Suchet, Harry Windsor, Michael Spinks, Casey Affleck, and Bobby Farrelly. I'll read those one more time. Richard Attenborough, David Suchet, Harry Windsor, Michael Spinks, Casey Affleck, and Bobby Farrelly. Now remember, we are looking for the famous brothers of these people, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. So Mark, Fred has left you in a very, very strong position there. The high scorers are Jess and Hannah on 60. If you can score 26 or less with this answer, you're through to the next round.
Yeah, I recognise quite a few of those, actually. I think the safest option without going for broke is Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, brother of Casey, you're saying. Ben Affleck. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Ben Affleck. Ooh, high score there, 70 that scores. 70, taking your total up to 103. Richard?
Yeah, very big score there. Casey Affleck, the younger by 3 years.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Jess, you're on 60. The high scorers are now Mark and Fred on 103, which means if you can score 42 or less, you are in the head-to-head.
I'm going to have to go with... Oh. Yeah, I'll go for David Attenborough, for Richard Attenborough's brother.
OK, Richard Attenborough's brother, David, you are saying. Let's see if that's right. David Attenborough. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Ooh. Another massive score. 82 that has scored you, taking you up to 142. Richard?
Yeah, it's a huge score, isn't it? They're but a hugely successful pair of brothers, I would say, in very different fields.
Hazel, we come to you. You are on 51. The high score is on 142 are Jess and Hannah, which means you only have to score 90 or less.
There's only one I know, and I think it's Mark Spinks, the swimmer.
Mark Spinks, you're saying, for Michael Spinks.
Yeah.
Here's your red line coming in. You'll see how high it is. If Mark Spinks can get you below that line, you are through to the head-to-head. Very best of luck. Let's see if Mark Spinks is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Oh! Bad luck, Hazel. That is an incorrect answer, which I'm afraid scores you the maximum of 100 points. Massive relief for Jess and Hannah. That takes you, I'm afraid, unbeatably up to 151. Richard?
Sorry, Hazel, it's Mark Spitz, the swimmer you're thinking of. Michael Spinks, a boxer, as is his brother Leon Spinks, probably the most successful brothers in boxing history. So you wouldn't know Harry Windsor's brother?
No.
If I said Prince Harry?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But do you know what? An awful lot of our 100 made the same mistake. Obviously, Harry Windsor is William Windsor's brother. Would have scored you 48 points, so a lot of people were put off by Harry Windsor. David Suchet's brother is John Suchet, the newsreader. Would have scored you 23. And Bobby Farrelly is part of the Farrelly brothers movie directing team with his brother Peter Farrelly. Best answer on the board, would have scored you 1 point. Very well done if you said that.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Joe and Hazel.
Never mind.
Well, you say never mind. Well, fine for you. What about us? You have to leave us now.
No, that's all right.
We thought you were going to be with us till the final.
So did I, but I didn't know the question, so...
Well, thanks very much for playing. You've been excellent contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Fred and Mark, Hannah and Jess. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £2,500. Now, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to get to the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many countries with a J in their name as they could. Countries with a J in their name. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any of the 8 countries in the world that has a J in its name, anywhere in its name. As always, by country, we mean a member of the UN that's a sovereign state in its own right. And we're taking all of the spellings from the English language page of the UN's own website. And that's as of April 2011.
OK, thanks very much. Fred and Mark, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for countries with a J in their name. OK, Fred and Mark, you seem to have reached an answer.
We're going to say Fiji.
Fiji. Hannah and Jess?
We're going for Djibouti.
Djibouti. Very good. We have Fiji and we have Djibouti. Mark and Fred have gone with Fiji. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Fiji. It's right. Oh, very well done. Very well done. 10 for Fiji. Hannah and Jess have gone with Djibouti. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Djibouti. Look at that. That's wonderful. That is a fantastic answer. 2 for Djibouti beats 10 for Fiji. So after the first question, Hannah and Jess are up 1-0. Richard.
Djibouti, of course, ruled by Sheikh Djibouti. He's the... As I say, there are 8 in all. I suspect a lot of people at home would have got 7 of them, but I don't think anyone at all would have got the 8th one. There is a pointless answer up there. Libyan Arab Jamahiriya, which essentially means State of the Masses or People's Republic. Libyan Arab Jamahiriya. Very, very well done if you said that at home. You should come into the studio. If you do, you'll win a lot of money. Tajikistan would have scored 1. There's Djibouti on 2. Fiji on 10. Azerbaijan on 12. Then Jordan 31, all the ones beginning with J here. Japan 56 and Jamaica at the top on 69. But Djibouti, very good answer.
Thanks very much, Richard. OK, here is your second question. Fred and Mark, you're going to have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Harry Callahan films as they could. Harry Callahan films, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any feature film made for cinema release for which Clint Eastwood received an acting credit as Harry Callahan. As always, no short films or TV films, just feature films, please. There are 5 films on the list.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Hannah and Jess, you go first this time.
I thought they did westerns. Yeah. Say the western. Good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah.
OK, I'm going to have to start pushing you for an answer.
Yeah, OK, we can only come up with one. We're thinking along the lines of westerns, and we've come up with the good, the bad and the ugly.
OK, the good, the bad and the ugly. Fred and Mark, you can now confer out loud, if you like.
It's the Dirty Harry series.
I think it is, yeah.
I just said, is there a film called Dirty Harry? Is that it? Just
Yeah.
Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry?
Dirty Harry, OK. Fred and Mark saying Dirty Harry. You have the good, the bad and the ugly from Hannah and Jess. We have Dirty Harry from Fred and Mark. Hannah and Jess have gone with the good, the bad and the ugly. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Yeah. I think you might have guessed that is an incorrect answer, which means, Fred and Mark, you only have to be correct with your answer of Dirty Harry to win this question. Dirty Harry, is it right? Yep, you've done it. Still in the game. So that means after 2 questions, you are absolutely even. 1-1. Richard.
Yeah, it's 5 Dirty Harry films in all. Let's take a look at all of them. The bottom 3 all scored the same points. The Enforcer, The Deadpool and Sudden Impact, all on 14. Magnum Force 17 and Dirty Harry itself up on 68. Well played, guys.
Thanks very much, Richard. OK, here comes your third question. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and will be playing for that jackpot. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many US states on the Gulf of Mexico as they could. US states on the Gulf of Mexico, Richard.
Yeah, there are 5 US states that lie on the Gulf of Mexico. We're looking for the most obscure of those and see if we can get all 5 of those at home.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Fred and Mark, you're to answer first.
No, the Gulf of Mexico, so it's Florida. There's New Orleans in the Gulf of Mexico.
OK, we have an answer from Fred and Mark. What's it going to be?
We're going to go for New Orleans.
OK, New Orleans. Hannah and Jess.
I think we're going to go for... Oh, Florida?
Yeah, OK.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida. OK, we have New Orleans and we have Florida. So in the order they've been given, Fred and Mark have said New Orleans. Whoever wins this point goes through to the final. New Orleans, is it right? How many people said it? Bad luck, Fred and Mark. That's an incorrect answer, I'm afraid, which means, Hannah and Jess, you merely have to be correct with your answer and you are through to the final and will be playing for that jackpot. Let's see. Florida, is it right? That's all it needs to be. Yep, well done. Hannah and Jess, you are through to the final. Very well done. 59, so that happens. Florida. But it merely had to be right, which means after 3 questions, Hannah and Jess are through 2-1. Richard.
Yeah, very well played. Fred and Mark, New Orleans, not a state. It's in Louisiana. Let's take a look at all 5 of the states that do border the Gulf of Mexico. So Mississippi would have scored you 23, Alabama 24, Louisiana 31, Texas 53, and Florida 59. Well done if you got all 5 of them.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid it's Fred and Mark. You've had a great game. You've been fantastic contestants. We will see you again next time for your second and final chance, when I'm sure you will do even better. But meantime, thank you very much for playing. Brilliant contestants. Thank you. But for Hannah and Jess, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £2,500. Well, congratulations, Hannah and Jess. You fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy, so very, very well done. Now, you now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £2,500. The rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. We've had 1 pointless answer on the show today. You only have to find 1 more now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. They are classical music, British musicians, or education.
What would you like to go for?
I don't know.
I'm leaning slightly towards British musicians because that could be any kind of music, which could
Hopefully
be
something we know
could be good, could be really bad.
like.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll go for British musicians.
You're going to go for British musicians. Best of luck. OK, well, let's find out what that question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many David Bowie UK Top 40 studio albums as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any studio album released by David Bowie before April 2011 that reached the UK Top 40. Collaborations don't count, greatest hits don't count, or compilations. Just any of his studio albums that reached the UK Top 40 as a solo artist, please.
Very good. OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that £2,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Right.
Okay, what was the one you were thinking of the other day?
Pin-ups.
Okay,
And Space Oddity, I think, is an album.
that'll be quite popular.
Yeah.
What else can we get?
There are no more.
What's the most recent one? He's done one in the last couple of years. It had a really boring video where things were flying.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. We've got to think of something else. Is there a Ziggy Stardust album? Self-titled?
Yeah, I think it might be.
That's going to be really
that's
popular as well.
Yeah.
What other songs are there? There's got to be some more self-titled
Labyrinth.
stuff.
Jackpot's Labyrinth soundtrack.
Would he have done all of it though? Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if soundtracks will count though, maybe not. So if greatest hits don't count, maybe that doesn't.
Right.
What else can we get? So is it Pin-Ups? The other one? Space Oddity?
Yeah.
And good chance it was Labyrinth?
Yeah. Should we ask?
Yes, we'll just chance it.
OK, there is your minute up. We were looking for David Bowie Top 40 albums. I now need 3 answers from you.
I think we're going to go for Space Oddity,
Space Oddity,
Pin-Ups,
Pin-Ups,
and the Labyrinth soundtrack.
and
If it exists.
the Labyrinth soundtrack.
Yes.
Those are your 3 answers. Of those 3, which do you think is your most confident shot at a pointless answer?
We'll go for Pin-Ups.
Yeah.
OK, Pin-Ups, we'll put that last.
Yeah.
Which is your least likely pointless answer?
Maybe the Labyrinth soundtrack. Because that might not
Yeah.
count. And then-
OK, Labyrinth
Yeah.
soundtrack. OK, we're going to put them up on the board in that order. And here they are. Labyrinth, Space Oddity, and Pin-Ups. There they are. We were looking for David Bowie Top 40 albums. You said this was your least confident answer. You only have to find 1 pointless answer, don't forget, to win that £2,500. Labyrinth, that's what you're saying. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Labyrinth. Very, very best of luck. Labyrinth. Bad luck. Unfortunately, that is not a pointless answer, which means you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. £2,500. What would you do with that?
Don't know, go on a holiday? Like to see Europe, I think. That'd be good.
Very good indeed. Okay, well, very best of luck. We were looking for David Bowie albums. Your next answer, Space Oddity. This has to be pointless if you're going to win that £2,500. Let's see how many people said Space Oddity. Well, it's right. This is your second of 3 shots at the jackpot of £2,500. If this goes all the way down to 0, you'll be leaving us with that money. Down it goes into the teens, into the single figures. 7.
Yeah.
7. You only have one more chance to win today's jackpot. Who's going to be watching you at home?
I think my little brother, Sam, will probably be screaming at the TV right now.
Is he a David Bowie fan, do you think?
Yeah, he really likes
So
music.
he would really know.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very best of luck. We're looking for David Bowie albums. You said this was the answer you had the most faith in to be pointless. Pin-ups, we are saying. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Pin-ups. It's right. Okay, the first thing it had to be was right. The second thing it has to be is pointless. If this goes all the way down to 0, you are leaving here with £2,500. Down it goes. Still going. Oh, no! Oh. Oh, bad luck. I was convinced that was going all the way down. You didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £2,500, which rolls over onto the next show, but you have been brilliant contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home our pointless trophy, so very well done for that.
Thank you.
So, Richard. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's you made us a cake, and that's how we repay you.
Can I have a punt?
You can have a punt.
Can I try Tonight?
Okay.
Eternity?
Okay.
Never. Okay, we'll take those two anyway.
Okay, let's take a look at all the pointless answers here. There's some big albums on this list, actually. All top 10. Black Tie, White Noise, it was a #1 album. Earthling and Heathen, both top 10 albums from later in his career. Those were pointless. Ours, Hunky Dory, a pointless album. One of his most famous albums. Got Life on Mars on it. Scary Monsters and Super Creeps also, has Ashes to Ashes. And Tonight, which would have won you the jackpot.
Scary Monsters and Hunky Dory on the...
Yeah, but not pin-ups. That's very unlucky. Very well done if you got any of those pointless answers at home.
Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Hannah and Jess, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So nobody's won our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £3,500. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.